Hiya everyone, I'm Jamie, and this is a Dead by Daylight discussion video that I'm basically just making based on some rambling notes I've got in my phone. Okay, so everyone's seen the title of the video, they know what this is going to be about, so I'm going to say it, I like self-care. It's one of my favourite perks to run, and I just think it's a good and effective perk. I want to start off by saying there are definitely wrong ways to use this perk. There are definitely wrong ways to use it. Just like any perk, really. Like, for example, you don't use Unbreakable if there's someone there to pick you up. You don't waste lives when you're not in a chase. You don't use urban evasion to, just crouch around the map. And just like these perks, there are wrong ways to use self-care. Like, you don't use self-care if there's somebody on a hook and they need saving and the killer is nowhere about. Don't just heal yourself. Like, it's fine, just go for the save. Do not heal in front of a regressing generator. I did this before on stream for a meme, but, don't actually do it. Because, it's like, I've seen people do it. Like, there's a generator regressing, they haven't even tapped it, and they're just self-caring in front of it. It baffles me. And don't heal yourself if there's somebody available to heal you. That sounds like, basic thing, but like, I've tried to heal people and they just self-care in front of me. Like, that's not how you use the perk, in my opinion. I don't think that's a good and effective way to use the perk. However, I would argue that if used correctly, self-care is still a very effective and useful perk. My first point would be is that the down potential of killers lately has gotten a lot stronger. Like, new killers, like, Slinger, Nemesis, Pyramid Head, even older killers like Nurse and Spirit, and, now Trickster, have, a lot of potential to down you very, very quickly, especially if you're injured, because then you only have one health state they have to remove. So I would argue that having 2 health states is like more important than ever nowadays. And spending that little bit of time to heal yourself can actually make it so you can take the killer on a much longer chase, thus buying more time for your team, if that makes sense. Like, you spent a little bit of time healing and not doing generators, but now because you've got 2 health states, you don't go down instantly to one of these killers, and then, your team have to come off gens to get you off the hook, thus putting them in danger of the killer, and starting a whole cycle of everybody being downed. One of the things I hear a lot also about self-care is that it's slow, that it takes so much time to heal, but I have spent so much time looking for teammates, or like totems if I'm using inner strength, around the map, that, like, it gets to the point where I could have self-cared myself twice with the time it takes to find a teammate, and then you have to actually communicate that you want healing and not have them sprint burst away from you and not heal you, or just, like, click their flashlight at you and run away. Like, like, getting yourself healed in this game is much harder than people think it is, I think. I feel like this video is going to make people mad. I'm just trying to defend a perk that I think gets too much hate. And also, you can make self-care quicker by combining it with, say, botany knowledge, which, people say, oh, you're using 2 perks to heal yourself then. But, botany can also work on your teammates, and that 33% increase is not nothing. Like, that 33% increase can be the difference between making a heal before the killer gets to you, or, just not making it. Like, it's not nothing. And furthermore, you can combine it with, say, Vault Build, so that, Resilience and Spine Chill get you even quicker healing, and, Vault Build's really good on its own. Like, everybody knows the uses of Vault Build. And you've got the uses of Resilience to do gens faster when you're injured, like you can 99 yourself and do gens faster. You've got all the benefits of Spine Chill as well. So, like, you can bring these perks to help self-care be quicker if you want to, and, they are very strong perks on their own. Another thing I've found with self-care is that with the recent Franklin's Demise buff, like the frequent buffs that it's had over the last few years, months, whatever, is that medkits are, like, really a danger of being completely useless, because I bought in, like, beefy medkits, like purple medkits with, gel dressings and, like, other charge add-ons, and they just get knocked out of my hands with Franklin's Demise, and that by the time I manage to get back to it, it's lost all its charges and it's useless. Franklin's Demise can't knock self-care out of your hands, and I think that is a massive bonus. Nobody can take self-care away from you. And also another benefit of self-care that people tend to overlook from time to time is that it makes the efficiency of your medkits better, so they waste less charges. So you can take in a medkit with self-care as well. It'll make your medkit more efficient, it'll give it more charges, and then when it does run out, you can still finish off the heal with self-care. You're not left with an empty medkit and a half-finished heal. It's just like that little boost to just finish the heal off if, like, you want to bring a medkit too. Like, self-care makes everything better. Like I said, I knew this video would be a bit rambly because I'm just reading off a load of notes off, that I wrote on my phone and that I've now put into Notepad, so I have, like, an auto cue. But yeah, I think all these points are good. I'm not good at putting them in an order, so I'm just kind of reading them off. Another point that I've kind of touched on a bit already in the intro is that, yeah, you could spend time doing gens instead of healing. Like, that's one of the arguments that I hear most against self-care. It's like, why are you self-caring? You could be doing gens. And it's like, yeah, in certain situations, like, I think this is one of the wrong ways to use self-care, you should be doing gens instead of healing. That in certain situations, you've got to, like, read the game. Like, if the killer's got a lot of hooks and, you know, you haven't done a lot of gens, you should probably be doing gens. Like, at this point, it's kind of, you know, you need to risk your life to get gens done. You can't be wasting time now. But also, like I said earlier, being injured against most killers is, you know, really dangerous because they have such good down potential. It doesn't matter how good you are at looping Trickster. They're gonna down you. It's gonna happen. Same thing with, like, Doctor, to a lesser extent, and, you know, obviously Nurse and Spirit do very well when you're injured, because they work mainly off sound, the Spirit especially, so being injured against them is not a good idea. And the final point I have written down is Nurse's Calling. Now, like, Nurse's Calling is a killer perk that allows you to see the auras of survivors when they are healing. Now, I would argue that self-care is actually a benefit against this perk. Like, not really. It's kind of an iffy one. But basically, if you get caught self-caring against a killer with Nurse's Calling, then they're only pressuring you. Usually, like say if somebody's healing you, then now the killer with Nurse's Calling is pressuring both of you because they've caught both of you. If you're self-caring, they're just pressuring you. And if you're, say, you know, running Vault build, you will have Spine Chill to know if the killer has found you healing. It's kind of a sketchy point, I'm not too sure on that one, but, you know, it's always good when the killer is pressuring fewer survivors, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was my very rambly and kind of, you know, all out of order defense of self-care. I just wanted to make this video because I've done videos, like, I've planned videos out on my phone before, where I just keep planning and never make them. So I just wanted, like, I've got these points, I'll just say them, and then I'll put the video out there and see what people think. Like, I think self-care is a good perk, and I'm tired of being ashamed to run it. So yeah, hopefully somebody agrees with me. I don't know, but, like, put your views in the comments. See if you can change my mind and, you know, convince me that self-care is the appalling waste of a slot that everyone seems to think it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I stream on Twitch every weekday if you want to come and yell at me about self-care there. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Stay strange, everyone.